So today I'm kind of bringing y'all along with me while I restock my mahogany teakwood products and also kind of make this the introduction to my new channel. This channel will just be about business, DIY self-care products, and just whatever I end up talking about. I have another channel which is more dedicated to my farm. This one's kind of be more business and more of me and whatever else I do. 'Cause I do a lot. I do a lot of stuff. But this is like more my passion. I love to make stuff. I love to smell good. And I like more of the natural products. So I started making them for myself maybe like 2 years ago. I posted um, a bar of my handmade soap on my Facebook page a while back, and everyone was like, "Oh, I want some. Well, you should make some and sell it." So I did, and this is how this all started. Started with handmade soap, and then I was like, "Oh well, I might as well think about selling the other stuff that I make." So here we are now, making candles, body butters, body oils, and soaps. And we also have car scents also. So this is the wax. My candles are all soy wax. They're soy wax candles. They're supposed to be like the healthier, non-toxic, not like the paraffin wax. Sorry, I'm trying to get this right on the dot because my mahogany teakwood, I'm running out. So I plan on using all of that today. So I didn't want to put too much in there, and then I won't have enough. Oh, this is gonna be like at the perfect temperature already. Heck yeah. So this is my new waxing pot. I've been using just, a small burner. This small burner and a few of these. That's what I've been using to make mine. But in the candles, it was fine, but in my wax melts, in the bottom of them, like I would see little black spots every now and then. I'm not sure what it was from because I always sanitize and clean all my stuff. So yes, all this has been sanitized and wiped down ahead of time. So when I see those black spots, I'm like, okay, maybe it's coming from the bottom of those little kettle things that I was using. So I stopped using them. And we're gonna see. I've only made candles with it since. I haven't made any wax melts. So we're gonna see here in a little bit. Hopefully they're gone, because when I see those spots in there, I don't sell them. Like, it might not be nothing to someone else, but when I see them, I'm just like, ew, nah. So I end up just keeping them for myself. Like I say, I use all of these products. Right now I'm looking to see what percentage of fragrance oil I've been using for the mahogany teakwood candle. Because when you're making these, like, you always want to make sure you're using the right amount. So I go from first, I usually check the website to see their range, and then I experiment. I do a few samples. Like, it might be months before I actually launch a candle because I experiment with them first. Make sure they have a good burn. Make sure they're having a good hot and cold throw, which means that they smell great. Um, they smell great when they're burning, and even when they're not burning, you're still able to smell them. So yeah, right now my temperature on this wax is like 180. That's usually about the temperature that I try to add. Around the temperature I try to add my fragrance oil, because I think it mixes better together. Now, if I do any of my candles with essential oils, I you gotta check some of those, because some of those, their flash point is a little bit lower. Like these, most of these, their flash point is like 200. So I'm definitely not adding anything anywhere close to that. But it's always good to just check the website on their suggestions, because they have sampled these things, and it's better to go off of what they have suggested. And then, of course, your trial and error from there. You actually going and testing out your products before you try to sell them to anyone. That has been a lot of what I've been doing. I have candles all over my house because I've been sampling. And I like to sample because most of the time, like, they come out good. My thing is just always checking to make sure the burn, making sure that it's not funneling. Like, I don't know if y'all can see this. Let me see. But you see how it has like an even wax pool? It's not like funneling through. And that's how you want your candles to be. Now mind you, of course, your first burn, you need to at least burn the candle for at least an hour. Now when I sell my candles, I do send out care cards with them so that people know, and I hope they read them, because I know sometimes I don't read those cards. But the care card tells you to burn it for at least an hour, the first burn, just so that it burns that whole top part and gives you a good even melt pool. And then after that, no, you don't have to burn it an hour every time. It kind of makes like a memory, and it'll burn the whole top part of it. So yeah, like I said, this wax is definitely about the temperature that I usually go for. Now I think it's gotten a little cooler because I've been sitting here talking. So when after adding the fragrance oil, I stir it for a good 2 minutes, just back and forth, just making sure that fragrance gets mixed in there well. Because you don't want it. So I had one, because when I was trying the different temperatures that I was trying to see what was going to give me the best hot throw and cold throw. So I was adding them in at different temperatures, high temperatures, some low temperatures. And I found that some of the lower temperatures, the fragrance oil will actually like sweat to the top. Kind of like makes the candle sweat. I mean, it looks like the candle is sweating, but it's actually like the fragrance oil separating. So between this 170 and 185 range, those all came out. Those all came out good. When I got to the ranges of, like, some people say add it at like 140, 135. Those 140, I want to say maybe I didn't have an issue with, but the 135 and below that range is when, yeah, it either wasn't, the fragrance wasn't all that, or like I said, I had them sweating like the fragrance oil. And so my fragrance, I make a habit of always going and looking at the website at their suggestions. So if you scroll down and look and like um after they tell you like the notes or whatever, they'll tell you the percentage of the oil you should use and like candles, what they suggest you use in candles. It'll be a range. Most of them are a range. They're never like, oh, use 5%. No, they're usually a range and you can choose, how strong you want it. And I've learned that more is not better. Like, it doesn't mean the candle will be stronger and it's better. Like, sometimes more makes it like overpowering. So you have to find like that, I guess you call it like that medium of when it's good for you. Of course, for whatever you're going for. Because I love for mine to smell good, but I don't want them to be overpowering. Like, because when you get your candles, like the different sizes are for different size rooms. So don't expect this size to like smell your whole house. This is for more like a small restroom. This is for more like a living room, kitchen area. But for like a whole house, you want like a bigger 3-wick candle. And I used to have those, but since I stopped doing the wicks and switched over to wood wicks, I have not done the bigger ones. I do need to do some bigger ones, simply because I have some big jars I need to get rid of. Let me write some notes down right quick. And every time you make your fragrances, you always want to, well, every time you make your products, you always want to make sure you write down exactly what you did. So I let you know next time, like, oh yeah, this turned out good. This is how it should be. So I usually go on my phone, or I have a notepad, but I just moved into this office, so I don't have all of my stuff here yet. So I'm typing it in my phone right quick about the percentage of fragrance oil I use in this candle. And I'm also going to be taking note on actually how much wax is going to be going into there. So I add my oil. Remember I told y'all I add my fragrance oil at about between 170 and 185. But I don't pour until like 140. Which a lot of times the fragrance oil will take it down to 140. And that's another reason, like, I don't see why adding the fragrance oil at 135 and 140, because when you add that fragrance oil, it drops it down quite a bit, and it'll be dang near, starting to solidify once you add the fragrance oil in. It's not giving you a lot of time to mix it in really well, fold in that fragrance to be able to get your hot throw and your cold throw. But yeah, so you just don't, I mean, it's evidently working for some people because, I mean, some people have, they're having businesses and they're doing well. But I also think they're using a different wax. So you also need to know the wax they're using when you're watching these videos. Like, are they using the same wax you're using? Because I'm using soy wax and they might be using paraffin wax. And with paraffin wax, I mean, from what I've heard, it's a very easy wax to work with. You don't have to worry about your throw because that wax is going to hold in that fragrance oil and you'll have a good throw, hot or cold. But they say the soy wax and all the other waxes are more healthy and non-toxic for you. So that is why I went with the soy wax. After I use up all my soy wax, I do want to look into cocoa soy, which is like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. But yeah, I'm going to look into that one next. Do some experiment with it first. So when I started these a while back, I actually did a lot of experimenting. Like, I had candles laid everywhere because finding the correct wick for the correct container could be hard unless you go to some of these websites like let's talk. So like Mixie and some of these other ones. I can't think of any other names, but they sell the container, the wax container, and then they'll tell you which one of their wicks go well with that container. Like me, I buy my jars and stuff off of Amazon. And Amazon, they're not telling you which wick goes with what. So that's what you end up with when you go to Amazon. You have to figure out which wick goes with what. Now, if you go to one of these other websites that sell specifically candle making stuff for candle making businesses, you'll be able to read in their descriptions and it'll tell you into just the wicks or how many wicks to actually go in there. And like I said, I used to do the regular cotton wicks, but I like the wooden wick. I like the look. I like the little crackling sound it makes when you're making them. So that's why I decided to go that route. So now I'm just waiting. I'm just babbling and waiting for this to cool down. Right now it's at 142. 143. So, I mean, it's close, but then I'm gonna wait until it gets a little bit cooler before I pour. And then I'll give it a really good mix. And then stop mixing it because kind of let those bubbles settle out before I pour it. So guys, and once so like I said, I just now upgraded to this wax melt. It is so convenient. Because like I was using those small containers. This and melting the waxes. Which it wasn't hard at all. It melts wax really fast. It melts fast. I'm able to put them in containers. And but with these, I can pour enough for like pretty much as many candles as I want to make, and the wax melts. I can do it all in one go, and I don't have to worry about anything. I think I'll go ahead and just do my diffuser oils while I'm waiting for this to cool down. Have to go back and look at my notes. See how much diffuser oil that I need to put in here. Like, so I don't make the diffuser base. Like, this is the base I use. It's not a secret. I don't know if anyone that actually makes their base. I mean, I hear some people using oil, but I just use this diffuser base, and that's how I make my diffuser oils. I mean, not oils, but my diffusers, car diffusers. And when you're doing any of this, you want to make sure you have a good scale. I used to have a scale that would be jumping around. Like, that scale was the worst. But now this one, it does its thing. It'll jump around. I usually have my droppers, but I think they're all still inside the house. Like I said, right now I am in the process of moving my business out of my house and into like an actual little building by itself. And no, I didn't go out and buy a building. I had this particular building from back when I used to make t-shirts. I actually had bought this building for my t-shirt business, and it had been sitting behind my mother's house, and I was just recently finally able to get it moved. So I'm making a mess. I really hate I don't have those droppers out here. It's so much easier when you have the right supplies, the right tool for the job. So much easier rather than making this mess. When I switch to the next fragrance, I will. I will run inside and go actually grab those droppers. All right, so set these over here to the side. And I'll actually need the dropper to add the fragrance oil. I don't play with wasting my fragrance oil. Fragrance oil is so expensive, so I don't play about that one. So we're gonna wait for the right thing for that one. Alrighty, try to move all this stuff I don't need out of the way. And like I said, I'm weighing this just so that in my notes I can get a a good weight on how much goes in each candle, how many grams are in each candle. So I'm just gonna give this like a little small stir. We're at 135. It's gonna be good enough for me to pour. So this will probably be the only scent that I make today. I'm actually off for a few days. So each day I plan on making a few. Ooh, this is not as much as I thought, guys. I definitely will be making another batch of this. I guess really depending on how much oil I have. $224.6 sounds about right. We can do 220, 225. And so I don't weigh each one. Like I said, I was just weighing that one just so like now when I'm making the batch, like when I'm pouring it out of here, like I'll know at least how much I need. Cause like right now I'm way off. Like I should have had so much more. But I don't have a lot of my mahogany teak wood left anyway. So it'll be fine. I'll fill up what I can with what I have left. It's really no big deal. Yeah, that's it, boys. So that little bit made made 3 big ones and 2 little ones. Exactly. I don't think it would have made all 4 big ones. I really should have weighed how much these were. That's what I should have been weighing next. It's okay. Let's make another batch. I can still see how much there though. Usually I do not move these around after I've filled them because I don't like cleaning them up around the edges. 90.6. Like I said, I'm just adding these to my website. My spotlight is telling me that I need to soften the battery out. I thought I had extra battery in here, but maybe not. All right, so we got 2 little ones left. 1 big one for sure. And then the melts. which I have notes on. I have notes on how much the melts take. Ooh, y'all bear me on that light. I can still find the battery for it, or just cut it off. It's not that dark in here. Mm, mm, mm. 96.8 on the wax melts. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4 wax melts. So we got 225 plus the 96 plus. And when you're doing this, you also have to calculate in the fragrance oil. So I think I'll do that same amount, which I did 800. First of all, no, I won't. I won't. Because I do not have that much fragrance oil left. I need fragrance oil for, let me see, do I have more mahogany teak wood? I might have more mahogany teak wood. I just think I didn't get a large bottle because I switched companies on this mahogany teak wood. I wanted to try a different company. So I just got their small bottle because I didn't know that all of mine was going to sell out that fast of what I had. But it's okay. I'll be sure that I order some mahogany teak wood. Let's see how much fragrance oil I have. Let's see. How much wax can I make with 38, 39? Let's see. So I'm not gonna make mahogany teak wood diffusers because I can order some more and then I can just put the fragrance in those. My wax, my candles, they have to cure. So I'd rather make more candles and then come back to the diffusers. So more candles it is. I think we'll be able to do a candle. I'm going to do one candle and then wax melt. Because those go pretty fast. Well, Might be a little low in wax. 500 on the dot, guys. I'm getting good at this. Okay, so this one's a little hotter. I think probably because it was at the bottom. How does it look with this light off? Because it's blinking. No, it's still fine. So we'll have to let this cool longer. So I'm actually going to move it out of the way. All the stuff out of the way I don't need. All right, like I said, I already sanitized all of these. Right now I'm just gonna try to kind of shake out the alcohol that is in them, because ain't really no wiping these down the inside, but I do rinse them out really well. And let me clean this one again, because I don't quite know what's going on in there. Matter of fact, I'm just going to get another bottle. So it's always good to clean and sanitize everything before you use it. I always do, because sometimes I look inside of like my candle jars, or like even what else was it that I was, oh yeah, the little wax melts I was telling you about earlier. I was like black stuff on the bottom. And so now I kind of try to clean them ahead of time and then store them in a nice, clean, dry container. And then even still after, I go back before I put anything in them and still spray them down with alcohol. It's just a mind thing. I'd rather know it's clean, over clean it, than to not clean it at all. So that's gonna be my fragrance for when that cools down. And I will be able to still use these. I'll probably just use them for the next fragrance until I get my mahogany tea cooler. And so these are room sprays. These are my room spray containers. I have my room spray pre-made, so all I have to do is to pour it. And I always try to find like the cleanest products I can that don't have all the chemicals in it. So this is just like a simple ingredients: water and some preservative and an additive so that the fragrance oil mixes well. And yeah, that's about it. This can even actually be used as a body spray also. So yeah, that's another thing to know when you're getting these products that I actually sell. I keep pressing the wrong button. I keep pressing off and not tear. Oh, this is another thing that was added because I was asked. But it has done really well, so I ain't mad about it. And I measure a lot of my stuff by weight. Because I want to make sure all my crap is like even. And it's also better. I use grams. I use grams when I'm measuring everything. Everything is measured in grams. Y'all, this candle that I have burning smells so good. It is the honey butter, roasted honey butter. I did not think that I would like that candle. I'm like, food? Like, ew. But no. I think this is my favorite. I really think it's my favorite candle. Definitely didn't think it would be even at the top of my list. But it definitely is. This one is at the top of my list for candles, the honey butter, for me. But my customers love, I think on my website it's called Country Breeze, but the fragrance is actually Sea Salt Orchard. And it smells good. So these room sprays and these are going to be, let me look at my website, y'all, to see what I need. Because I also want to start selling on TikTok. I just need to build up the courage to actually do a live. Which, maybe I'll do that today. Since I'm already, in the groove of doing a video. Maybe I'll do a live today. Because this video, I'm not going to really edit it. Because I find myself when I'm like, oh, I'm going to edit the video. And then it don't get edited. And then like I make another video. And then I'm like, oh, I need to edit the first video. And then they just don't get edited. So this mahogany teak is going to be just one more candle and then some wax melts. And I'll probably end it here. If y'all have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'm willing to ask any questions. My next video will probably be on making body butters. I'll probably eventually end up going over mainly all my products that I sell. If you're wanting me to go into more detail on these videos, leave it in the comments, let me know, and I will. It's really no secrets kept. And yeah, so if you stayed and watched this long, thank you, and come back next time for our next video. Y'all have a great day.